5 bedrooms in size, and we're on the north shore of Cutfoot Sioux Lake, which is a bay on the northeast corner of Big Winnie.
Oh, we are a very family-friendly, fabulous location resort, one of the best beaches in the state.
Well, we were struggling with another local bank. We had an initial conversation with Kurt, and then have been working quite a bit with Wayne. We got the immediate impression that they wanted to be on our team and work with us and help us to move forward. So it's been a wonderful experience.
I think everyone we've worked with has been fabulous. They've been just very supportive and just really easy to work with.
I think they're the friendliest bank around.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That's the Woodland Way.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Cloudy skies expected today with a chance of flurries. High temperatures reach up to 15. Southerly winds around 5 miles per hour. Lows level off around 3 above. Tonight, overcast. Partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, highs level off around 17. Mid-20s, Monday with a chance for snow. Turning cooler Tuesday with highs in the low 20s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 16 below.
Hi, this is James, owner of Caverly Computing, with today's Tech Talk. If you're like me and you get sick of scrolling down web pages, you can hit the space bar once to go down one page at a time. If you want to go back up the page, hold Shift and hit the space bar. For more time-saving tips, call us at 301-1460 or check us out online at caverlycomputing.com or on Facebook. This is James from Caverly Computing with today's Tech Talk.
It's time for the Sports Issue on 1320 and 93.1 KOZY and KOZYradio.com.
Back to Morquay. Morquay slides it for Sturl. Sam Sturl.
There it is.
Sturl will make it 1-0 Grand Rapids. Hansen has an open three. Got it. Splash down for Grant Hansen. 23-12, largest lead of the game for Greenway.
The Sports Issue is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Jimmy John's, Anderson Glass, and Northern Star Cenex A&W of Deer River. The Sports Issue is also brought to you by Dondelinger Ford, McDonald's, Woodland Bank, and Super One Foods.
Into the corner. Fothergill, the three, got it! And Grand Rapids has taken their first lead of the game at 44-43. Now a shot by Murphy, and both of those blocked. Archer gets it out to center, 51 seconds left. Murphy tries again. Murphy comes in, shot right on, rebound!
There it
is! Easton Young on the rebound, and it's 2-0.
The Sports Issue starts now on AM 1320 and FM 93.1 KOZY. Good morning and welcome to the Sports Issue here on KOZY. Great to have everybody with here on our Saturday morning. A beautiful sunshiny start to our day. We had a nice sunrise and now bright blue skies and sunny. A few clouds here and there, but a very nice start to our morning. Granted, very chilly at 17 below. Joe Gigliotti with Sheldon Willis. Hi there.
I kept wondering if you had gotten up in the same day that I had. We're kind of overdrawn on degrees. We're in the negative numbers. It's not a beautiful day. We have cold sunshine.
But I'm looking at the sunshine part of it, Sheldon.
Yeah.
I'm walking on sunshine. You seem to be focused on the chilly part.
I seem to be. It's cold out there. Baby, it's cold outside.
Yes, indeed. We were spoiled, for a good part of the last part of January and then last week. So, hey, I guess we're making up for our spoiledness.
So I'm hearing from you, you would rather have this weather than most of January, which was cloudy, icky, like just kind of, I don't know, gray and 34 degrees.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Not me.
I mean, I missed the sunny days, but I did enjoy the warmer temperatures.
All right.
All right. Couple perhaps news items that I have to confirm with you. Confirm or deny that you, in fact, won the Iowa caucuses this week.
Deny.
Deny, okay. And also, I heard you were acquired by the Minnesota Timberwolves along with everybody else.
Confirmed.
Confirmed, okay. What position will you be playing?
I will be playing small, slow, fat, out of shape point guard.
Okay. So that would be the SOSG position, something like that?
In the numbering system, I think I'm 22.
Okay, great. Well, the Timberwolves traded away their number 22 to the Warriors for D'Angelo Russell the other day, along with a host of other trades this week, a completely rebuilt Timberwolves roster.
What do you mean? They still have Keelan Martin.
Yeah. Yeah, they still have. What's his name?
Keelan Martin
thank you.
Naz Reid.
Oh yeah, them. They're
Yes.
they're good. So yeah, you said it, and I had the same thought this week. I can't remember a time where a team was rebuilt as much in a single week as the Wolves.
So from the press conference yesterday, which we carried live here on KOZY, the money quote: "When did you know this roster couldn't play the way you wanted it to Gerson Rosas?" May 1st. I believe that was the day he was hired.
Oh my. So he's been thinking about this for a while.
We wanted to get this done, but sometimes, things don't fall into place, and I will give Rosas credit for two things. Vision. He has a very concrete vision of what he wants the Wolves to look like. He has that. And two, creativity. He's willing to think outside the box, make multiple trades to get to where he needed to go. He needed a first-round draft choice to go with to get D'Angelo Russell. It wasn't going to happen without that. And he made like a 6-player spot, gave up Robert Covington, brought in Malik Beasley, and everyone said, oh, yeah, and that first-round draft choice that was originally Brooklyn's. That was the key to that whole first trade, and all the rest of the dominoes fell because he was able to take that first-round draft choice and put it in the second trade along with Andrew Wiggins to get D'Lo.
Yes, so Russell, also, as you said, Beasley, Jacob Evans, also, I'm going to screw this one up, Juancho Hernan Gomez.
Sure.
James Johnson, Amari Spellman, and Jared Vanderbilt, all new. Minnesota Timberwolves, Robert Covington gone, Andrew Wiggins gone.
Gorgie Jang.
Yes. Geez, almost the whole team, it seems like, Shelton.
And Shabazz Napier.
Yes.
Gone. Those would be the main. Oh, and Keita Bates-Diop, also gone.
Towns is still there. Okogie is still there. And, yeah, there you go. So it's
Jared Culver's around.
Jared Culver, yeah. So what did the 76ers say? Trust the process? I guess we have to do the same.
Well, and I think Cal Soderquist, even before the second, trades 2 and 3, made this point in our Running with the Wolves on Wednesday. When Philadelphia was in the midst of losing however many, 90 games a year, however many they were losing, didn't they count some as 2 losses a few of those years?
Sure.
They didn't have Joel Embiid playing. They knew there were some stars coming in that just weren't there yet. The Timberwolves have their main core of stars that they want to build around already here. So are they going to be good the rest of this year? I have no idea, and I would doubt it. It's going to take time to gel. There'll be some flashes, and you'll get a game here and there. But they're not tanking to the extent, I don't believe, that Philadelphia did.
Timberwolves will try to snap a 13-game losing streak tonight when they take on the LA Clippers.
And they have added name tags to the front of the jerseys as well.
I think we need them, no doubt. Coming up on today's program, we will have Greenway girls basketball in studio in about 15 minutes. They've had a very good season. And later on, it'll be Deer River Wrestling. That'll be at 9:30. We'll talk about yet another Golden Gopher hockey win, a big night for a familiar name for Minnesota. Also, let's see, Wild picking up another nice win last night over Dallas on the heels of a Thursday win over Vancouver. And we'll talk some area basketball as well. We start with boys hockey. You were on the call with Tom Downing last night for the Grand Rapids and White Bear Lake matchup. And we were hoping down the stretch that the Thunderhawks could pick up a couple of marquee wins, and they're doing it.
They certainly are getting the win last week over Wayzata, now White Bear Lake here, and they get Maple Grove today, tomorrow. The days are all mixed up. Today, this afternoon, they get Maple Grove at the IRA Civic Center. So they've had some tough competition, and they've risen to the challenge.
Grand Rapids with the victory last night over the Bears. Here's Tom Downing.
The Grand Rapids Thunderhawks on a Friday night, they host the White Bear Lake Bears as they come to town with a 15-5-1 record to take on 13-7-1 Grand Rapids. Been on a bit of a winning streak lately. We go through one period of play with absolutely no scores, no penalties, and only shots on goal of 7-6 in favor of Grand Rapids. But the second period didn't take long at all to start with a goal 1 minute and 4 seconds in. Verkiki on the goal for White Bears, so they go up 1-0. The helpers went to Rose and Murky on that one. And it took till just under 10 minutes, 9:57 left in period number 2, that Brodzinski got a goal. This time it was Holcomb and Young on the helpers. And that's the way we end period 2, all tied up, 1-1. Grand Rapids did outshoot White Bear 13-5 in period number 2. Let's go to the third period and let's talk about 21 seconds in. Jack Peart from the blue line, a wrister, into the net.
Murphy tries to look out front. Instead, he'll go back to the point. Shot. Goal! Jack Peart, the screen by Brodzinski. I don't think he touched it, though. I think that one went straight in.
All the forwards came right to Peart after that. I thought it went a different direction, but no, it's Peart's goal. Murphy and Holcomb on the helpers. A 2-1 lead all of a sudden to start that third period. Grand Rapids fought and held on in spite of hard pressure from White Bear Lake. And then a scrap at the blue line, at the Rapids blue line, and Holcomb comes out of it, puts the puck in the net for the open net 3-1 lead with 53 seconds left.
Shot. Hits a skate and goes to the corner. Thunderhawks will get it out to center, and Holcomb has a breakaway towards the net. Scores! Just inside the post.
I thought he was going to miss.
He was being hassled from behind, and Braden Holcomb gets the goal into the empty net.
Shots on goal, 12-6. As we talked about, pressure from White Bear Lake. They outshot the Thunderhawks 12-6 in that third period, and they get outshot for the game 26-23 by Grand Rapids. The Thunderhawks win. They bring their record to 14-7-1. Tom Downing reporting from the IRA Civic Center.
Thank you, Tom. So Grand Rapids picks up the 3-1 win over White Bear Lake. And after the game, Sheldon caught up with Cooper Brodzinski and Wyatt Miskovich.
Post-game interview, we got Cooper Brodzinski and Wyatt Miskovich, if we can get out of the way of everybody. Cooper pressed into duty on that first line with Joey's injury, and you get the tip-in goal. Describe it.
I just had to step up. Being a senior, it's just you got to fill in and do your duties.
And talk about the goal on the shot from Easton Young. Looked like it changed directions a couple times.
Yeah, I just wanted to get just a little change in direction, tip it on that.
And Wyatt, talk about playing defense for 16 minutes and 39 seconds there in the third period. They came hard.
Yeah, they definitely did, but we didn't break. We only bent, and I thought we played really well, and we played good defensively tonight.
Is that one of the faster teams you've played against? They forecheck hard.
Yeah, I'd say so, and they were really physical. They're a lot physical than most teams that we played this year.
And Cooper, you like those physical games? I know some players do, some don't.
Yeah, it really gets your blood flowing, and you just want to play harder and just keep going for your team.
Is tonight the best this team has played so far this year, or will you take the Wayzata game?
We're just progressing game by game.
And you're coming down, we got the last week and a half of the season, Wyatt. You've had some injuries, but are you happy with how the team's playing right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've all bought in by now, and a lot of people have stepped up that haven't gotten the chance to play because of the injuries.
And that goals against average just keeps going down. You only give up 1 to a very good team tonight.
Oh yeah, he's just being unreal.
Good game tonight. You got a quick turnaround. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon, guys.
Thank you.
That is Cooper Brodzinski, Wyatt Miskovich, after the Rapids 3-1 win over White Bear Lake. Sheldon, I got to ask you, I'm just going to replay the very start of that interview again. You can kind of hear in the background.
Post-game interview, we got Cooper Brodzinski.
You like that, Sheldon? Get out of the way. That was just an official. They think they own everything.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure who that was, so I had to ask you.
We were standing in front of the official's door.
Oh, so did you, in fact, get out of the way?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I'm a very, very compliant individual at times.
So Rapids will take on Maple Grove this afternoon. Other boys hockey scores from the area. Moose Lake area, 5-3 over Ely Northeast Range. Detroit Lakes shutouts Northern Lakes, 3-0. Greenway with a nice comeback win, 6-3 over St. Paul Johnson.
Yeah, and they were down 3-1 after 2, I believe, in that game. So a 5-goal third.
Raiders getting closer to that 500 mark as they get closer to playoffs. Moorhead, a 5-3 win over St. Cloud Cathedral. Alexandria over Denfeld, 6-4. Duluth East, a 2-1 win over Maple Grove. Go figure.
I can't, well, I can figure. I figure that Mike Randolph has somehow injected goaltending genes into a goaltender. They were outshot 45-16. They get the 2-1 win. I'm sure they just trapped the heck out of the neutral zone, kept everything to the outside, and frustrated a good Maple Grove team, and they may do that to some teams in the playoffs.
And again, Rapids will take on that Maple Grove team here today. And Virginia, Mountain Iron Buell, 5-1 over Proctor. We'll take a quick break on the sports issue. We'll come back. We have Greenway girls basketball on the way. KOZY.
Boss, there's a photographer out here who wants to do a piece on Jimmy John's for her magazine.
What kind of piece?
Well, she heard about a clothing optional delivery policy and...
Did you tell her the naked driver incident was a momentary misunderstanding?
Yes, sir, but...
Did you tell her it's our meats that are going all natural, not our drivers?
Yes, sir, that's not...
Did you tell her Jimmy John's is committed to serving sandwiches with only the finest all-natural ham, roast beef, salami, bacon, and real fresh turkey breast?
Yes, sir, I did, sir.
So she wants to photograph our sandwiches?
No, sir. Actually, she wants to do a calendar.
A what?
A calendar. You know, the men of Jimmy John's.
Dibs on January.
Qualifications and rules apply. Visit Woodland Bank for details.
Oh, man. Can I borrow your napkin? Let's spill some water.
No can do, compadre. I'm using it to jot down my master plan for spending my Kasasa Cashback rewards.
Kasasa what?
Kasasa Cashback. Free checking that pays me every month for buying things with my debit card. All that extra cash is mine to keep or to spend however I like.
I don't get it.
You see, I could spend my rewards on trips to Vinny's for my favorite cannoli. Or I could hold out longer and get some new kicks. Or even dinner with a lady friend.
What lady friend?
The point is, I decide how to spend or save my monthly rewards.
Why would you pay for checking when it could be paying you? With refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide and cash back paid every month you qualify, Kasasa rewards can really add up. What you choose to spend it on is entirely up to you.
Hi, this is Brian Nicholson, president of Woodland Bank. Ask for Kasasa at any Woodland Bank location or go to woodlandbank.com. Woodland Bank, member FDIC.
If you're looking for a one-stop shopping destination while traveling through Deer River, or if you're a long-term area member, the Northern Star Cenex Travel Center is here to serve you. They offer 24-hour fueling of high-quality, top-tier Cenex gasoline in 3 grades: unleaded, super unleaded, and non-oxygenated premium. On the diesel island, they offer highly rated Cenex Roadmaster Premium Diesel for on-road users and dyed diesel fuel for off-road jobs, plus propane for your grilling and RV needs. All at Northern Star Cenex in Deer River.
So some people are asking, what's this warranty for life business? Hey, Max here from Dollar Ford, and here's the deal. We are giving you a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles. This means engines, transmissions, transfer cases, all the expensive stuff is covered. Plus, you get roadside assistance for 10 years. We're talking towing, service loaners, jump starts, lockout, gas, battery, water, flat tires, you name it. That's how Dollar lowers the cost on your next new ride. You always get more for your money at Dollar Ford under the big American flag in Rapids.
Hi, this is Nate, store manager at Super One South. On sale this week, Black Angus T-bone steaks, only $6.96 a pound. Grill up some burgers with 80% lean ground chuck, only $2.99 a pound. Make sure your fridge is stocked with fresh fruit. Pick up blueberries or Driscoll raspberries, 2 for $5. Have you made a trip through our Olive Bar, Hot Bar, or Salad Bar? How about our Cheese Island? At Super One Foods, we take pride in the quality and fresh products we offer daily. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
Hi, this is Kevin Friesen, sports certified physical therapist at Grand Itasca. We're proud to have provided sideline coverage for student athletes in Grand Rapids for over 20 years, Itasca Community College for nearly 20 years, and more recently we've expanded to the communities of Coleraine, Hill City, and Reamer. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine Team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon as safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
Welcome back to the Sports Issue, AM 1320, FM 93.1, KOZY, KOZYradio.com, and a live YouTube link at KOZYradio.com, or you can just head to Twitter and search at Sheldon KOZY. So we talked some boys hockey, girls hockey going on in the state, some playoffs already underway. Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning, well, their playoff season ends earlier than they hoped with a 3-2 loss to Elk River this week, but heck of a game, and sounded like the Lightning did everything they could to win.
Yeah, there was only one problem with that game. They scored fewer goals than the other team. They were the better team most of the time on the ice, and it was just one of those games. It happens.
So, good season by the Lightning, and tough section they're in as well, especially this season. I feel like some really tough competition in 7AA. As far as statewide scores, I don't see any northern ones as far as playoffs getting underway yet. The one noteworthy one I saw was a 6 seed, Mounds View, knocking off the 3 seed, Roseville, in Section 4 AA.
7 single A, their first round games have played. I think all the top 4 seeds all were victorious.
We'll take one more quick break. Be right back with Greenway Girls Basketball on KOZY.
So some people are asking, what's this warranty for life business? Hey, Max here from Dowlier Ford, and here's the deal. We are giving you a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and qualified used vehicles. This means engines, transmissions, transfer cases, all the expensive stuff is covered. Plus, you get roadside assistance for 10 years. We're talking towing, service loaners, jump starts, lockout, gas, battery, water, flat tires, you name it. That's how Donlier's lowers the cost on your next new ride. You always get more for your money at Donlier Ford under the big American flag in Rapids.
If you're looking for a one-stop shopping destination while traveling through Deer River, or if you're a long-term area member, the Northern Star Cenex Travel Center's friendly, hard-working staff is there to serve you. Hungry? Choose from Freshway subs and salads, Pizza Hut Express, or A&W, or grab something ready-made from their grab-and-go cooler. Plenty of snacks and beverages available, plus their laser-wash 360 automatic touchless car wash. Plus, customers tell them they have the nicest, cleanest restrooms in northern Minnesota. Northern Star Cenex, Deer River.
You don't want to work just any place, and you don't want to work just any time. Maybe it's breakfast, maybe it's lunch, maybe it's late nights, maybe it's weekends. Whatever it is, you want to be challenged and have fun. We think we can fit in. McDonald's can help give you the tools to learn, grow, and be what you want to be. They're hiring crew and maintenance positions in Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Chisholm. McDonald's, your next best job is waiting. Ba-da-dun-dun-dun. I'm loving it.
If your patio doors stick, squeak, or leak, replace them with Anderson patio doors. Their low E-glass, low-maintenance exteriors, rich wood interiors, and wide range of sizes can turn patio door replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Anderson window specialist at Anderson Glass, Grand Rapids.
At American Bank, they're helping our neighbors and businesses succeed financially with savings and lending options suited to all kinds of lifestyles and professions. From personal loans to small business loans, American Bank has smart lending opportunities and great banking for individuals, families, and businesses. They believe you don't have to go far to get personalized, friendly service right here at home. To learn more about their flexible, secure consumer options, visit ambnk.com today. American Bank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Cloudy skies expected today with a chance of flurries. High temperatures reach up to 15. Southerly winds around 5 miles per hour. Lows level off around 3 above. Tonight, overcast. Partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, highs level off around 17. Mid-20s Monday with a chance for snow. Turning cooler Tuesday with highs in the low 20s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 16 below.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY. He's Sheldon, I'm Joe, and we're joined by Greenway Girls Basketball. We have Kennedy Hansen, Bailey Jo Norris, Jane Seville, Morgan Walsh, Nicole Ramirez, Chloe Hansen, and Coach Schaefhauser Wright.
Yes, first name Sarah.
Yes, we'll go with Sarah.
Okay, yes, I know how to pronounce that. I'm surrounded by green, and I realized as everyone sat down that I was wearing something with orange on it, so I feel very, very out of place. Even it's just the way it goes. No one's going to hold a little bit of orange lettering against me, Kennedy, or will you?
No, we won't.
No, okay. They're giving me a pass this morning, Joe.
Just want to point out that I'm also wearing green today.
Hey, good job, Joe.
Did we forget to call each other to see what we were going to wear today?
We did.
Uh-huh.
We did. We're not coordinating today.
All right. Well, next time.
With the YouTube feed, we got to get better at that.
We really
the wardrobe coordination.
So, like tuxedos next week?
I don't know. I'm going to call Troy Aikman and see who his tailor is and see if we can figure something out.
Let me know what he says.
He'll say you can't afford it. That's what he'll say.
Probably.
Okay, Greenway girls basketball. Let's get down to business. And we've got. Is this the starting 5 or 6? We got 6 here. We got more than the starting 5 here.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
So can I say that this is the group that's turned Greenway girls basketball around? Do you claim that?
Plus a couple more. Yeah.
Okay.
Other people too.
Plus a couple more, because when I got here back in 2014, and I think for a number of years before that, when teams saw Greenway girls basketball on the schedule, they didn't quake in their boots, did they, Kennedy? Is that fair? Get right up there.
Yeah. No, they didn't. Their other teams always looked at our schedule with like 2-23, so they didn't really see us much of a threat as they do now.
And Bailey, I know it's hard, and I would see a lot of very athletic young ladies back, when I got here in 2014 that were at the hockey game while there was a girls basketball game going on, so I knew they weren't playing girls basketball. And is it hard to get excited about playing basketball or thinking about playing high school basketball as a youngster, say when you're in 4th, 5th, 6th grade, when the team isn't doing that well?
Often younger kids look up to the older kids, so that is a big part of it, but just creating a program from the bottom to the top was really what changed it. Like, lots of these girls have been playing, about half of us have been playing since like 4th and 5th grade, and then some of us added on in 7th grade, and we just kept on rolling once we got passionate coaches and passionate teammates.
And how important is coaching at those lower levels?
Very important. I mean, you don't really need to win all your games because it's not all about winning, but you need coaches that care about you and care about how you do later in life. And like Coach Sarah, she doesn't just care like on the court, like if you win or not. She cares like when you go outside of basketball that you're like a good person and like can change the world basically.
But she can be kind of tough. I just heard you lost a starting spot for making a comment.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's all right.
And bring you in, Coach. So You're a first-year head coach, but you've been with the program a few years, so you've kind of been around this turnaround. Because I think when I look back at the schedule, it was 4 years ago, it was 2 wins on the season. Have you seen this turnaround coming and building?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the girl said, they've been together for a long time, whether it was in the lower grades or those who added on in the 7th and 8th grade. And that's when Ryan and I kind of started taking over. So it's been fun to watch what they've been able to accomplish as a family. So.
And now when you go into a game, is it fun to have a little more confidence, a little bit more, hey, we should have this?
Yeah, I feel like we go in with, like, I don't know, like a little bit more like swagger, like, oh, we got this. Like, here we go.
So I'm going to ask the hard question here, Nicole. You're going to get the tough one because you're, I believe, 15-6 on the year, and we're talking, in glowing terms about the turnaround. But if you want to challenge for a state tournament berth, there's another step to take yet, because I don't know that Greenway's quite at the level of the very top teams in the section.
Yeah, like at the beginning of the season, we were a little bit like nerve-wracked about some teams because we've always been like lost and like big digits lost. So we came in a little bit intimidated, and we kind of do that sometimes. I just think we need to be more confident when we come in and like we can take the game.
So as you look around, is there any team you've played this year that you say, I don't know if we'll be that good yet? Or anyone you've played, even on the 6 losses, you say, I think we have the stuff to change that.
I feel like all of our games kind of like we have the ability to win. Just like what Nicole said, like we have to come in with more confidence, like doing it.
Because, you still have your seating chart here? See, I need to refer to it. Go get your seating chart.
right.
I need to refer to it to make sure I get Chloe, right?
Yep.
And the one in the red.
Morgan.
Morgan. Okay, and I saw your name on the score sheet. You had a good game out last time,
Thank
didn't you? And Morgan said you do come on the court with a little more swagger now. Is that part of that confidence starting to develop?
Yeah, it is. It really like builds up. Like I feel like winning like more games, it just builds up every single game, and like being more confident with the ball too.
So with more wins, do you get a little bit more? Is there a little more attention paid around school to the girls' basketball team, or more fans coming out, or is that still has to build a little more yet?
No. If there's like a hockey game or something, people would usually go to the hockey game.
Well, that's the key. Yeah, everyone gets that. Talk to the Grand Rapids girls; they can go to state 3 straight years, and people still go to the hockey game. You know how it is.
Yeah, but our parents are our spirit section. They're always there.
And do you do some things to try to build up a little more visibility, even in the community or around the school?
Personally, obviously, I'm active on social media, so I'm always sharing when these girls are having successes and, when games are coming up. So I don't know if that helps at all, but I like to show off how proud I am of our girls. So.
Well, I do know that some coaches seem to not want to promote their teams in the sense of old media, not just social media, old media like radio, because without naming names, there's been some teams that I keep trying to get scores for, and I never know how they did. So guess what? Their scores and results don't get on the air because I can't chase it all the time. I get scores and stats from you every game.
Yes. Well, and here's the deal: like teams are watching our girls now. We're not just another win on the schedule. So they're going to find out our scores anyway. So I might as well give them to you as soon as possible.
Get it out on the air, and Bailey, I know you've been one of the scoring keys. Talk a little bit about some of the roles around the team. What position are you playing, and how do you get your points?
Well, I'm sometimes point guard, mostly shooting guard, and we all just kind of play our individual roles. We have our strengths, and I think that we complement each other really well on the court. And I think talking and communicating with each other is a big key to our success.
And Jane, see, now I got my cheat sheet. Joe is so good. Joe, pat on the back. Kudos to Joe. He writes it down, then we can all look smart. So, but. Talk a little bit about the defensive side. I think last game I saw you gave up 17 points. or a recent game maybe against LaPorte. What are some of the defensive keys? What's been the emphasis on defense?
A lot of talking. We are known for our defense because we put a lot of time and effort into our defense. Because offense doesn't like to go our way sometimes. I mean, our missed layups that are there, we end up missing. But defense is the talking in that you can't just be a one-person defensive team. You can't. It's just not possible. If you want to win games and championships, you just can't.
So Bailey can score on her own, but she can't play defense.
No, she can't play defense on 5 other people. I mean, as much as we wish she could, but I mean, it's just it's a lot of the talking. I mean, even on offense you have to talk, but defense it's a key thing, and you have to watch, and you can't just watch just one person or just the ball. You have to look at what you have.
Morgan, mostly zone, mostly man-to-man. What are you usually playing?
Usually man-to-man, just because ever since 7th and 8th grade, that's what we've worked on mostly is man-to-man, because we pride ourselves in our defense, and zones are kind of lazy defense, and so we like to get up and play man-to-man.
Hardest player that you've had to guard this year?
Ooh, that's tough. I usually play, against the post, so, the bigger girls, and it's definitely a challenge. I don't know. I think the girl from McGregor was probably one of the harder ones I had to play defense against.
And Nicole, as we were getting ready for going on the air, there was a lot of whispering, but there was giggling. There was some fun happening around the table. Is this a group that likes to be together? Apart from just the basketball court?
Yeah, I definitely, since we've, played basketball since 7th grade, and some of us, and, we all kind of just click together. I think that's what makes our team so strong, is that we, respect each other and understand if, we don't want to be together, but we respect each other, so we get along no matter what.
And Chloe, biggest jokester on the team is?
I would say myself.
All right, so practical jokes, or how would you describe your humor?
Just maybe saying just random things all the time. I don't know, I'm probably known for that.
Are her random things funny, or do you laugh at them because you're kind of embarrassed for her, or you laugh at them because they're funny?
No, Chloe's just a funny all-around person to be around. She's just hilarious and great to be around.
So you don't have jokes necessarily. It's just when the comment comes out, it just happens.
It just comes out.
Not planned.
Not planned at all.
Funniest thing Chloe said this year. Anyone can take it. That you can repeat around this.
I got one.
Okay.
So we were in my car, and she thinks that the factory smoke are clouds. She thought this since a week ago.
Well, it's good that you even learned something.
Yeah.
But they're still making fun of you about that. Well, they look like clouds to me too.
Chloe, I'm not from here. I thought there were clouds for a while.
See, the coach even helped you.
Chatting with Greenway girls basketball here on the Sports Issue. Coach, how would you describe your coaching philosophy? A few points of emphasis for you.
I think the girls kind of touched on it, but just it's bigger than the game of basketball. Creating basically a legacy here at Greenway, and that's what these girls around the table are doing, not only for the younger girls, but for the girls in our community, and just making sure that they understand that if you're not winning, you're learning, and that's in everything that we're doing, whether it's the adversity we face in life or whatever they face after basketball. It's a lot bigger than this.
And Bailey, we talked a little bit about younger kids coming into the basketball program. Does the team get involved with some of those younger grades, 4th through 7th, try to stay involved and make sure the numbers stay up there?
Some of us help with the 4th and 5th grade practices, and actually past player is their coach, Michaela. So we all we connect with the coaches because we know them, and then it's so fun to see those younger girls coming up, and we're especially connected with our middle school because we practice a lot with them too.
Is it hard to help coach fourth graders? The fourth graders seem like one of the toughest ages to work with to me.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's very different from high school basketball. Some of them, they can't really dribble a ball, but it's not even just that whether they can play good or not. It's the fact that they have fun when they do it. Because I always loved going to those younger practices and helping just because they had so much fun. They'd laugh all the time. Like, it's just real fun to see.
And are all of you helping with that? Is that a kind of a team thing or just?
Yeah, it usually is everyone who is available to go.
So it moves around. What's the funniest thing a fourth grader has said during practice? Yeah, can you? Anyone? Because kids say funny things sometimes.
I think I had a girl look at me one time and she was like, "You're really tall." She just like stared at me for a while, like.
And how tall are you, Morgan?
I'm 5'9", I think.
Oh, you're really tall. Well, Joe would say you're pretty tall.
Yeah, you're right.
And what are some of the goals for the rest of this season, Nicole? Because we're coming towards the end of it now. Oh, why do you get all the hard questions? I don't know. You just look like a smart person.
Well, I think we need to come together as a team because the past games we haven't really played as we should, and I think we can play better and take some W's and strong. And strong, yeah.
And strong. Sarah, do you look at the schedule now and say it's time to start getting some tougher teams on the schedule? Because I know there's a lot of single A teams, maybe a lot of the lower side of Northern Minnesota basketball still on your schedule. Is it time to start having some of the better Northern teams on the Greenway schedule?
Yes, definitely. I'm always in the camp of you play up to what you're playing, who you're playing. So and obviously QRF makes a big difference. So for us in looking at some of our teams in the section, our QRF might not be as high because of the competition that we're playing. So and all credit to all of them because they all step up and play us really well whenever we play.
When you step up the schedule, you still have to win some of those games for QRF. QRF is not very kind if you always lose.
Correct.
You can ask Grand Rapids Hockey from 2 years ago. Tough schedule, all losses. No, didn't help. And as you look around, what are your goals for this year's team between now and playoffs? What are you really concentrating on and looking to improve on?
Just continuing to improve all the little things. Do the little things right or don't do them at all, right? So we're really trying to focus on, okay, what's the next play, next game, just the next thing. And then, with a little bit in the back of our mind that sections is coming up and that we're, not going to go to the same place we've been going for the last few years. And we're just going to stay out of that mindset and really focus on the fact that whatever team we play, there's going to be two excellent teams on the floor. So,
has Greenway had a playoff win yet? Because I know the record's been a little better the last 2 years, but no playoff wins yet, Bailey?
No, it's been, I don't know when the last time Greenway girls basketball has won the first round of playoffs, and we've played the same team for the past few years.
Who's the team?
Proctor, yep.
Wait, and Proctor's really good, aren't they?
Oh, yes, they're very tall compared to us too. So
I think every team is tall.
Yeah.
That's okay. Jeff Buffetta, who I think has gone to, up until last year, gone to state, I don't know how many straight years, said it's a guards game in girls basketball. It's a guards game. Sorry, Morgan. So as you look towards playoffs, is Proctor there again, or are you far enough up in the seedings that you'll get someone else this year?
I think we put ourselves in a good position this year to be playing someone else.
So you think you might have a playoff win in you this year?
I really do feel like we will.
Well, I know not too long ago we had Greenway girls basketball on our airwaves, I think for the first time since I've been here. So that was a lot of fun, and you got to win that night. So if you make a little playoff run, Kennedy, we'll have to turn our crack Greenway salesperson, Tammy Kotke, on it and get some more Greenway basketball on. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
So what? And Coach said improving little things. So I'm gonna. What are some of the little things on your game that Coach is working on? What are you trying to get better on yet in the next couple of weeks?
Being honest, mindset. She always like what she was saying. Go on to the next play. Like forget, and then if we like lose a game, we got to get back to work tomorrow and then focus on the next game that we can get a win.
Bailey, what little things are you working on?
I think just like the things that we do all the time, like talking and just like making sure that we're confident. I think a lot of our goals are like mentally based. Like we all have skill, and we just got to apply that by, being confident.
Anything to add to that?
No, not really. Those two did a good job at explaining it.
Okay, then I'll throw it just to you three. Yeah, anything to add on little improvements? Learning where clouds come from? No, I'm sorry. That was.
I feel like Coach says in practice a lot, like the little things are like yelling like shot and like boxing out and like making sure you're doing like everything like right, but at the same time like doing it good.
The one thing I didn't ask, how many seniors, like what's the makeup of the team?
I'm the only senior.
You're the only senior, yeah. Morgan. You're playing with kids.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm kidding a little bit, but so does it make it I don't know, seem a little more real or something as you say, I'm coming to the end of my high school basketball career?
Definitely after Parents' Night, it hit me that it's coming to the end, and it's kind of crazy just because I've, like, grown up playing basketball with these girls since, like, 8th grade, and, like, we've been together so long, so it almost doesn't even feel like I'm the only senior because we've all been together for so long.
She doesn't seem older than the rest of you?
No, not really.
Not really? She's not more mature, Bailey?
Well, I think we all could be a bit more mature, We have fun together. That's what counts.
Are there practical jokes that happen on the road or on the bus as well? We talked about Chloe saying things, but no real practical jokers on the team. No, you don't.
Rihanna.
No.
Rihanna Nugent, she's a eighth grader. She's always cracking a joke or singing or dancing. She's fun to be around.
So she keeps the bus kind of loud and loose.
Yeah.
And everyone relaxed. And I asked Morgan, maybe you think you will match up against someone other than Proctor this year?
Yes, I know almost for a fact that we will. Proctor's going to probably have the first round bye this year. And so we'll, if we see them, it's going to be second, third round.
So who's the most likely opponent in the first round?
Right now, if you look at the Minnesota scores at net, it's either going to be Minnesota East or it's probably going to be Virginia. So, and again, it comes down to QRF. So, got to win out. It's every game, counts. So we control what we can control, and whoever it is, we're going to show up as, just as good of a team as the other opponents.
Well, good luck. I know that 15-6 record looks pretty good when I look down at the sheet, and hopefully a playoff win or two this year. It'll be fun. Thanks for coming in, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
That's Greenway Girls Basketball here on the Sports Issue on KOZY. Your car care tip of the day coming up next. We'll also talk some Gopher hockey and wild hockey, also area boys and girls basketball. And later on, Deer River Wrestling in studio. KOZY.
It's time for the Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by Hibbing Chrysler Center.
Hey folks, it's the Certified Pre-Owned Deals of the Month coming again from Hibbing Chrysler Center. In addition to the cheap Jeep event going on now, Hibbing Chrysler will pass on to you a deal only available at Hibbing Chrysler. A 2019 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for $19,499. A 2019 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus for $21,999. Or a 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport or 2017 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk 4x4, either for $30,900. Good news is, not only are these vehicles certified pre-owned, Hibbing Chrysler will include a 12-month 12,000-mile max care warranty, but also give you a 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain to boot. Go to HibbingChrysler.us to view all these specials and apply for Hibbing Chrysler's guaranteed credit approval. Remember, they take anything on trade and can put off your first payment until spring. This event is so huge. Hurry now so you don't miss out. The Cheap Jeep event going on now at Hibbing Chrysler. Right on the corner, right on the belt line, and right on the price.
Everybody gets a great deal.
With today's car care tip, I'm Tim Edwards. As the temperatures drop, so does your tire pressure. You might notice now that the weather's turned colder, the tire pressure monitoring system on your dashboard might be lighting up a little more often. You need to check your tire pressure more often in the winter. It's typical this year for motorists to see that light come on. And according to the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association, for every 10-degree drop in temperature, your tire pressure decreases 1 to 2 pounds per square inch. So you need to check that tire pressure more often during the winter. Incorrect tire pressure can louse up your mileage, wear out your tires faster, and you're not traveling as safe as you could be. You need to check that tire pressure more often, at least once a month. I know it's a drag when it's cold outside, but think about that loss in temperature if you last checked your tires when it was 70 degrees outside. So keep an eye on those tire pressures during the cold weather. That's today's car care tip. I'm Tim Edwards.
Get learning today with Itasca Area Community Education. Are you looking for a chance to focus on yourself or to make a new friend? Whatever it is, we've got you covered. Itasca Area Community Education has a class for that. Find opportunities that are affordable, convenient, and fun. Some current classes are Get Social at a Mom's Night Out, Stencil Designs with a Friend, and a fun date night idea is Couples Massage. Visit us online for a full list of classes at getlearning.org.
The Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by the Hibbing Chrysler Center. Listen for the Car Care Tip of the Day, 8:50 a.m. on 1320 KOZY.
Hi, I'm Kurt Werner, Executive Vice President of Woodland Bank. As a small business owner, do you understand your business's cash flow cycle? Sometimes understanding the volume and timing of your business cash flow can be critical to keeping your business operating smoothly. We're always here for you. Schedule an appointment with us today. Talk more about your business. Woodland Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Nate, store manager of Super One South. On sale this week, Black Angus T-bone steaks, only $6.96 a pound. Grill up some burgers with 80% lean ground chuck, only $2.99 a pound. Make sure your fridge is stocked with fresh fruit. Pick up blueberries or Driscoll raspberries, 2 for $5. Have you made a trip through our olive bar, hot bar, or salad bar? How about our cheese island? At Super One Foods, we take pride in the quality and fresh products we offer daily. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
Has your wife ever told you that she doesn't want flowers for Valentine's Day? That's obviously a trap.
Exactly. It means you have to buy a whole bunch of those colorful things.
What about a Venus flytrap? What's more romantic than a plant that can eat flesh?
How about baby's breath? That sounds much more romantic. That's a thing, right?
Baby's breath? I don't know what part of the flower that is.
There's someone who knows more about this than us. North in Bloom. Make sure I'm not sleeping on the couch all month.
North in Bloom. Call and place your Valentine's order today. Downtown Grand Rapids.
From ABC Sports, I'm Dave Schreiber. 13 straight wins for the Toronto Raptors after they topped the Pacers 115-106 last night. Raptors guard Fred VanVleet.
I think we're confident. I think we're all keeping the main prize as the main prize, but also trying to relish these moments as the season goes on.
13 straight wins is a new Raptors record. Also last night, the Celtics kept up a streak of their own, winning their 6th in a row, 112-107 over the Hawks. And Bradley Beal laid one in with 0.2 seconds remaining to lift the Wizards over the Mavericks, 119-118.
Looking to get it in. He's got to hurry to Beal. Beal catch, bang, and score! Catch, bang, and score! Wizards win!
On WFED, this is ABC Sports.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who owes back taxes, if you get nervous when the mail comes because you might get a letter from the IRS, then you've heard. Their enforcement agents are cracking down this year and can garnish your paycheck, levy your bank accounts. Even your home or business could be at risk over unpaid taxes. It's all true, but it's also true there's a way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, an important government program for tax debt assistance. The award-winning experts at Optima Tax Relief will fight to get you the best deal possible, protecting your paycheck and your assets from IRS collections. But don't delay, because the IRS is tacking on interest and hefty penalties every single day. So don't wait until it's too late. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
More NBA from last night. The Rockets suffered their worst loss since 2002, falling 127-91 to the Suns as Kelly Oubre Jr. set a new career high with 39 points. And the Jazz squeaked out a controversial 117-114 comeback win over the Trailblazers with 13 seconds remaining. The refs missed what replays showed should have been a clear goaltending call on Rudy Gobert, erasing a potential game-tying layup by Damian Lillard. Portland head coach Terry Stotts.
Just a shame that it was decided on an inexcusable miscall. There's no other way to describe it.
To college hoops, ninth-ranked Maryland took sole possession of first place in the Big Ten after coming back from a 14-point deficit to beat number 20 Illinois 75-66. NHL, John Tavares' second goal of the night came in overtime to lift the Maple Leafs over the Ducks.
Miner with a pass, and they score! John Tavares! Holy mackerel, what a deflection!
On SN 590, 5-4 the final. Finally, Samantha Mewis scored twice last night as the U.S. women's national soccer team beat Mexico 4-0. The win clinches a spot for the U.S. at the Olympics in Tokyo this summer. I'm Dave Schreiber, ABC Sports.
Classic Hit Radio, 1320 KOZY Grand Rapids, and FM 93.1.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The gloves were off in New Hampshire last night. 7 Democratic presidential hopefuls looking to gain momentum following the stall in the Iowa caucuses. It all leads up to the nation's first primary, now just a few days out. So where do voters in the Granite State stand? ABC's Rachel Scott is in Manchester.
Many voters in this race are still undecided, believe it or not. They're going to be rushing to get to as many events as possible this weekend to try and narrow it all down. But an issue that I keep hearing over and over again is electability. They want someone that could carry this over the finish line. They want someone that could beat President Trump. Some voters even telling me they're willing to compromise on other issues like health care if they believe the other candidate is more electable.
President Trump taking action after his acquittal in the Senate impeachment trial earlier this week, firing members of his team and key witnesses who testified after being subpoenaed in the House inquiry. ABC's Kira Phillips is at the White House.
EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland recalled from his post, effective immediately. That came as Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, the national security aide who testified at Trump's impeachment trial, was escorted out of the White House, fired from his role in the National Security Council.
The first American has died from the coronavirus who was a patient in a hospital in Wuhan, China, the center of that outbreak. The death toll now stands at 725 and is expected to go higher.
The U.S. Embassy in Beijing confirmed to ABC News that a 60-year-old U.S. citizen died on Thursday. Citing privacy, the embassy provided no further details on the patient. Over 1,000 Americans are believed to have lived in Wuhan, and the U.S. government has already evacuated nearly 800 of them and their family members over the last 2 weeks. Carson Yu, ABC News, Hong Kong.
In Ireland, voters are choosing their next prime minister today in a post-Brexit landscape. Concerns over economic austerity and health care, some of the factors. You're listening to ABC News.
If you have kids or pets, sooner or later you'll need new carpet. And right now, the Home Depot has you covered. With an unbeatable selection of carpet that walks the walk, in-store, or even easier, online. Durable and low maintenance, pet-proof, life-proof, and right now, installed for free. It's a good time to be a doer, thanks to free carpet installation at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. $599 minimum purchase of $1 or more per square foot. Valid through May 6, U.S. only.
We know you've been planning for Valentine's Day for weeks. What, you haven't? Walgreens has you covered with everything you need to say Happy Valentine's Day in no time. Say, I love you with the perfect Hallmark card. Say, you're my sweetheart with the perfect box of chocolates. Or say, you make every day special with your Valentine's favorite fragrance. So head to a Walgreens only minutes away and get sweet gifts in a heartbeat. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Now with card through February 8th, select fragrances are 20% off and select Russell Stover chocolates are buy one, get one free.
In Arizona, a disagreement between an Uber driver and his passenger that was caught on video and made public, showing the customer making a racial slur. It's now earned him a pink slip. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more.
It happened last Friday night in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hans Berglund wanted to sit in the front seat of his Uber driver's car. Randy Clark refused, offering to cancel and refund him the trip. But Berglund got in anyway. Berglund says the video has ruined his life. He's since apologized, but he tells ABC affiliate KNXV he was fired from the company he started over this candid exchange.
So blown out of proportion, and it's ruined my life, it's ruined my company.
I don't want his life to be ruined, but this man should not be in a position of power.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos. A famed Italian museum has won a historic court battle in the U.S. against online scalpers. ABC's Megan Williams has more from Florence.
The world-famous Uffizi Gallery here in Florence is celebrating after an Arizona court barred online scalpers from using its name to sell overpriced tickets. The museum says the ruling is a historic victory against Boxnick Anstalt, a company using several addresses, including Uffizi.com and Uffizi.net. The company will have to transfer the domain registration it misappropriated to the Uffizi within 15 days. Megan Williams, ABC News, Florence.
This is ABC News.
Tired of waking up hot and uncomfortable? Start sleeping cool on the reinvented Tempur-Breeze by Tempur-Pedic. It's engineered with a revolutionary cooling system that pulls excess heat away from your body and allows maximum airflow to help you sleep deeper. During our President's Day event, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic. Now ranked #1 in customer satisfaction with retail mattresses by J.D. Power. Find a retailer today at TempurPedic.com. For J.D. Power 2019 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Highs level off around 16 this afternoon under overcast skies with a chance for scattered snow showers. Southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overcast skies again tonight. Lows level off around 6 above. High of 17 tomorrow, cloudy. Warmer Monday and Tuesday with highs in the mid-20s. Chance for snow Monday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 5 below.
Second hour of the Sports Issue on AM 1320 and FM 93.1. Online, KOZYradio.com. Live audio and a live YouTube link at KOZYradio.com. Or you can head to Twitter at SheldonKOZY and you have the YouTube link right there. Hope everybody's weekends are off to a great start. We had a fun basketball game last night, as it was Bigfork and Deer River. This game in Bigfork as boys basketball on tap last night. A fun rivalry matchup, and this one goes to the Deer River Warriors. And David Moody has our recap.
With a post-game wrap-up of the Bigfork Huskies boys basketball matchup against the Deer River Warriors, I'm David Moody reporting. It was a fun, competitive ball game. The final score not so indicative of that, but it was close throughout the majority of the game. Final score, however, goes to the Deer River Warriors' favor, 86-66 in Bigfork. They led at the half, 46-37 at the start of the game. I mean, it was fast-paced. The pace got started right away. Both teams just flying up and down the floor, and it was back and forth. About 3 or 4 lead changes in the opening minutes. Then Deer River started to pull away. They created a 16-point lead for themselves, and you're thinking, oh man, they're just going to run away with this thing. But then Bigfork called the timeout with about 5 minutes left in the first half. They really cut into the lead, made it a 9-point deficit going in the half. The second half, it was pretty even until about midway through the second half. Liam Prado had to come out for the Bigfork Huskies, and then the offense just didn't seem to quite gel as well with him out. And then before you knew it, that 9-point deficit turned into a 20-point deficit, and Bigfork just wasn't able to close the gap the rest of the way. The Deer River Warriors, they stuck to their game plan, and they had a lot of good efforts tonight, including from Mikhail Wakanabo, ended up with 26 points in the game, including a couple of massive three-pointers. Goes to the far corner, three-pointer, Wakanabo buries it. Wakanabo with another made three, his third of this first half. Also playing especially well in the second half was Mason Olson for Deer River. He had a total of 10 points, 8 in the second half. Ty Morrison, a little quieter second half for the Deer River Warriors, but he was a monster in the first half. He had 12 first half points, and he finished with 18. He had some real nice plays as well. For the Bigfork Huskies, they received a good effort tonight, I thought, from both the Lovedahl boys. They both played really well. Jared ended up with 15 points. He had a couple of really big buckets, including a deep three to end the first half. Jared Lovedahl has it, half-court bubble. 8 seconds left now. Now it's time to go. Lovedahl has it. Fires up a three from the volleyball line, and he buries it. Nothing but net from way downtown. Also, Liam Prado, he finishes with 29 points. He was doing it all. He was scoring down low, mid-range jumpers. Also had a nice perimeter shot as well. Just unfortunately for the Huskies, it wasn't enough to get the win at home. But Deer River earns the win on the road. Again, the final score, 86-66. Up next for the Bigfork Huskies, they're going to play Saturday, February the 8th versus Silver Bay, and then they'll play Tuesday, February the 11th versus Cromwell Wright. For the Deer River Warriors, their next game is going to come on Tuesday the 11th, and they are going to take on Mesabi East on the road. David Moody with the post-game wrap-up as Deer River beats Bigfork 86-66.
And after the game, David caught up with one of the winning Warriors.
I got one of the best shooters that I've seen in high school ball standing next to me, Mikhail Wakanabo. Man, your shooting percentage is off the charts, man. You got a real good stroke.
Yeah, I've been working through the season.
Yeah, and it's been working well for you. What'd you see out there tonight?
Just my team helping me out, setting screens. Yeah, helping me get open shots.
It seems like you guys like to do a lot of pick and rolls, create some space. Seemed like that was working early.
Yeah, that's like one of our main things to do. And like, well, we like to pick and pop a lot too.
Did you expect this game to be as fast-paced as it was? It seemed like nobody slowed down.
No, I didn't think it was going to be that fast. I got winded pretty fast.
So it was a lot of, subbing in, subbing out just so y'all want to get gassed, huh?
Yeah.
Well, hey, congratulations on the victory once again. Playoffs are looming, but how nice is it to get a win here in Bigfork tonight?
Feels pretty good.
Once again, that's Mikhail Wakanabo. Appreciate your time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And thank you guys for that chat. 86-66 win for Deer River over Bigfork. Now, just a couple of non-game related clips here that I wanted to pass along. During the pregame interview with Coach Olson for Deer River, David reminded us that, sometimes your words just kind of get away from you.
Well, it's really good to hear. Always nice when the coach is positive, sometimes they're like, I don't know, it's all going okay. So no, it doesn't. And you can tell, too, that the players seem to respond well to you.
So I thought that we should turn that into a daily liner on KMFY promoting David's show over there.
David Moody.
Sometimes they're like, I don't know, it's all going okay.
Afternoons on KMFY.
I like it.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, send that to the program director. She'll love it.
We will do that. I already played those for David last night. I didn't say I was going to mention it on the issue, so we could have an interesting cleanup on Monday afternoon.
He'll get you back.
And also, we've been happy to welcome an addition to our broadcast team, Landon Tinsman. He's from Arizona, and he's going to ICC. Been part of some broadcast here this winter, and I thought he had a nice dig at David during their game last night.
Not a lot of give on this hardwood floor. If any,
you don't
give.
say.
Was that obvious?
Did they teach you that at broadcast school too?
Yes, Landon, they did. 32-19, 8:40 to play in the first half.
Nicely done, Landon. Don't let him get by with anything. This is Pick on David Day, I guess.
And I had to follow up by saying, yeah, there's a reason that broadcast school is closed now. Brown.
True enough.
So, fun basketball game last night. Any other area boys or girls basketball scores you wanted to pass along?
Well, we talked a little bit about Greenway getting a nice win over Proctor last night at the Greenway gym. Also, Nashwauk-Keewatin 84-61 over Northland. And Northland's actually a pretty decent team. We saw them beat Deer River, right?
I believe so.
Earlier in the year. So Nashwauk keeps rolling along. The Greenway score 66-42 over Proctor. Chisholm over Hill City 54-50. Carleton over Floodwood 71-32. Cherry over Eveleth Gilbert 74-57. And I believe honored recently retired head coach Bob Osama before that game at Cherry. Northwoods over Little Fort Big Falls, 87-42. How about this? Esco over Brooklyn Center, 85-80. And Aiken over International Falls, 62-37. Ely defeats Mesabi East, 65-56. MIB over Lakeview Christian, 95-58. Cromwell over Silver Bay, 66-58. I think that's what I've got.
And those were all boys' scores?
Those were all boys' scores. And you want to go over girls? Or
I can do that, absolutely. Black Duck, 53-51 win over Nevis. It was Pine City, 63-56, defeating East Central. Onamia, 63-32 over Isle. Crosby Ironton, 84-66 over Aiken. Close one here. Barnum, 54-52 over Cook County. And let's see, Silver Bay 62-47 over the High School for the Recording Arts. Huh.
Yeah, I've seen they must be making a little northern swing, and they're concentrating more on MP3s than three-pointers.
Nice. Duluth Marshall 81-61 over Roseau. 64-63 win. Detroit Lakes sneaks by Bemidji. And that pretty good roundup there of area girls scores.
And I would say, Roseau's not far removed from state titles, a lot of state runs for Roseau, but that sister pipeline might be running low now, losing by 20 to Duluth Marshall. Duluth Marshall's a good team, no question, but last number of years, Roseau's been one of the best in the state.
One more girls basketball note, schedule change. Can you fill us in for the Thunderhawks on Valentine's Day?
Oh, yes, Valentine's Day. Robbinsdale Cooper has backed out of their game up here. So Grand Rapids put out the shout out to northern Minnesota, hey, anyone have an open game and want to play us? And Northwoods will do the honors. We'll have it for you here on KOZY on Friday the 14th with Grand Rapids taking on Northwoods. May be the very first meeting between those two schools. I don't know.
And probably the first ever Northwoods game we've had on KOZY.
Yes, on KOZY. We've had some on KMFY with, I don't know, maybe Deer River or Bigfork headed up there. But nothing on KOZY, correct? And looking forward to that. And then, so Rapids goes from playing Northwoods, a single A school, from northern Minnesota on Friday night to playing Hopkins, undefeated, 30 D1 recruits on their roster, and, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar coaching them. I don't know what it is. But it's a little step up in competition than going to Saturday's game against Hopkins. By the way, that will be at the Grand Rapids gym. You want to see some of the best high school, probably hands down the best high school team in Minnesota on the girls basketball side. Come out and watch and see how Grand Rapids can do against them. It's one of those where it's a measuring stick. Everyone expects Hopkins to walk through Class 4A and just wipe it out. They're undefeated so far, but it'll be fun to have the best in Minnesota here in Grand Rapids on Saturday.
And I will say, on the night before that game, Hopkins is, at last check, Hopkins number 1 in QRF in Class 4A. Number 2 is Wayzata. And Hopkins plays Wayzata the night before, a road game for Hopkins, and then they come up to Grand Rapids. So we will see maybe some bus legs for Hopkins.
Yeah.
We'll see, but interesting nonetheless.
What's been the closest Hopkins game this year? Do you have? Let me quickly grab their schedule. Do you want to race?
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. Their closest game. Well, first of all, they're 20-0 on the season. Their closest was 87-77 against Wayzata.
Okay, so they beat Wayzata by 10 earlier.
Yes. Oh, they do have an 8-point game against St. Michael Albertville. And I think that's probably going to be our winner.
And a lot of games that were in running time.
Yes.
And without counting them up, we'll just say many.
And that Beckers gal is the star for Hopkins, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She was interviewed during the pregame show on the Wolves game last night, and also on the cover of a recent Slam magazine. And she's committed to UConn. Pretty good ladies basketball there.
Hey, well, we'll just go over their last 3 games for Hopkins. At Minnetonka, 81-53 win. At Edina, 81-39 win. At Buffalo, 69-34 win.
And just back to Grand Rapids for just a moment, they have a busy, busy week. Starting today, they have 4 games from now until next Saturday. At Cloquet, at Brainerd, versus Northwoods, and then versus Hopkins.
Yeah, so they move right along. And for Grand Rapids, they again are at Cloquet this afternoon. We hadn't mentioned that. And one weird thing I saw on the schedule, just because Nordic ski sections were Thursday. There's a Nordic meet today, non-section, non-state meet today. It just seems odd to have just a random meet between sections and state.
That is strange, yes. I agree.
Anyways.
So elsewhere, we had college hockey last night. Golden Gophers continuing their strong play after their holiday break. I believe now winners of 8 of their last 9 after they take down Michigan State. Michigan State, the 19th ranked team in the country. And the Gophers come away with a 4-1 win last night over the Spartans. And opening the scoring for not just the Gophers, but for the game, a familiar name. He scores just a minute 11 into the contest.
Finally, Johnson bumps it off the boards for the Gophers. Reedy. Now to McLaughlin. High slot. He shoots and scores! Off the post and in. And the Gophers strike first. Just a minute 11 into the hockey game.
5th of the year for Blake McLaughlin, former Thunder Hawk and friend of the show. Assist to Reedy and Ryan Johnson.
The high slot. He always loved the high slot.
Yes, indeed. So 1-0 Gophers. Spartans tie it up 1-1 later in the first. We're tied 1-1 after 1. We go to the second, and the Gophers retake the lead.
He's got a guy, Ranta, breaking. There's a shot right on the left side. They score! Sample Ranta got the rebound and throws it home. It's 2-1 Minnesota.
Minnesota adds to their lead, making it 3-1.
Checked, lost it. Reedy, headman pass, breakaway from McLaughlin going in. He's bothered from behind. Now Walker with a try. Reedy with a try. He scores! There's 1.9 seconds left, and Reedy knocks it in for a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, just under 2 seconds left in the second period. Reedy with the goal. And then later in the game, in fact, very late, less than 20 seconds left in the game, it was Reedy sealing things up with the empty netter.
Gophers break up a play. McLaughlin tied up, but Walker's not. He's got an empty net. Passes it off. They score. Scott Reedy finishes it, and the Gophers are up 4-1.
So the last 2 Gopher goals read Reedy from Walker and McLaughlin. Both those goals exactly the same. On the score sheet, Gophers win 4-1. They have been on fire. They are now tied with Ohio State atop the Big Ten. Who would have figured that about a month or so ago? The win goes to Jared Moe. He is 7-4-1. The Gophers overall are 13-10-4, 8-5-4 in the Big Ten. Big week for McLaughlin. Not just the goal and 2 assists last night. He gets the hard hat picture on the Gopher Twitter page. Also, he got an academic award, too.
Yes, he did. Student athlete of the month, correct?
Correct, yes. So way to go, Blake. And Gophers and Michigan State again tonight.
All of his high school teachers are saying, I knew he was smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Let's see. Other college hockey scores from last night. Minnesota Duluth hangs on for a 3-2 win over Omaha. Minnesota State, 7-3 win over Northern Michigan. St. Cloud State, 3-2 over Colorado College in overtime. Micah Miller playing on the top line with the Paling boys, Jack and Nick. And Miller last night with 2 assists, including an assist on the winning goal just 31 seconds into overtime. Miller now with 8 assists on the year.
We got to get a pipeline for St. Cloud State highlights. I may need to send some emails out.
We can do that. I like that idea.
Gundy would love me for that, wouldn't he?
I think he would. Let's see. Elsewhere, Lake Superior State 7-3 over Michigan State. And Anchorage with a 5-4 loss to Bowling Green in overtime. On the ladies' side, it was Minnesota State falling to Wisconsin 5-1. UMD 5-4 in overtime over Ohio State. We also had St. Thomas over St. Benedict 2-1. Scholastica a 3-1 win over Finlandia. Let's see, Hamlin 6-1 over St. Mary's. Bemidji State falls to the Gophers 4-1. And Gustavus Adolphus 4-0 over Concordia, Minnesota. The college hockey slate from last night. And finally, before we go to break, Minnesota Wild continue their strong play. They picked up a win over a very good Vancouver team on Thursday night, and they were right back at it last night against the Dallas Stars. And Kevin Fulness on play-by-play last night for the Wild, and Jules Erikssonek got the Wild on the board, and then Ryan Donato would tie things up after the Wild fell behind 2-1.
Matt Dumba gains access just inside the blue line for on the Stars end of things. It's Ryan Donato back behind the cage. Turns and fires, scores! Impossible angle for Ryan Donato. Turns, fires, whips it blindly, and Ben Bishop had no idea until the red light was on. We're even at 2 apiece. What a goal!
And then, in the final minute of the game, looked like we were headed to overtime, but Jules Erikssonek said, no, sir.
Stuff job by Jordan Greenway. That fails to click, goes up to the top of the zone. Shot by Minnesota. Hits the outside of the cage. He scores! Jules Erikssonek, his second goal of the hockey game. This one comes with 25.8 seconds left to go in regulation. Wild battle back from a 2-0 deficit. Now lead the hockey game 3-2.
So there you go, just a strong battle behind the Stars net to create that opportunity. A couple wraparound attempts, and the second one goes in for Erikssonek, and the Wild win 3-2 over the Stars. Wild trying to get back into a wild card spot. They're just a couple points out, and they'll take on Colorado tomorrow night in a game you can hear right here on your home for Wild hockey. By the way, Kevin's play-by-play, his voice seems to get quite a bit higher than the kind of raspiness we're used to.
Yes, exactly. And I usually go with the more raspy sound myself, I think, for goals. But yes, he likes the higher end of the vocal spectrum. I don't know. He's fine. He's fine. He is also somewhat surprised by goals at times.
Sometimes.
Maybe not as much as Bob Kurtz, but still surprised.
Yeah, I like the Kevin play-by-play. I like the Bob play-by-play. And I believe it's March 19th that Paul Allen will be on the call for the Wild against Chicago.
And he's loose!
There's got to be a breakaway in that game. There has to be a breakaway. And he's loose. You know he's going to do that.
Yes, you have to.
So we'll take a break on the sports issue. When we come back, we'll be joined by Deer River Wrestling in studio. KOZY.
Hi, this is Nate, store manager of Super One South. On sale this week, Black Angus T-bone steaks, only $6.96 a pound. Grill up some burgers with 80% lean ground chuck, only $2.99 a pound. Make sure your fridge is stocked with fresh fruit. Pick up blueberries or Driscoll raspberries, 2 for $5. Have you made a trip through our Olive Bar, Hot Bar, or Salad Bar? How about our Cheese Island? At Super One Foods, we take pride in the quality and fresh products we offer daily. Super One Foods, proud to be a part of your community.
Hi, this is Ben Gook, physical therapist and certified athletic trainer at Grand Itasca. Our sports medicine team is committed to providing care to our local student athletes. We provide baseline concussion testing at many local schools and help to develop a safe return to play should an athlete have an injury or concussion. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine Team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon and as safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
If your patio doors stick, squeak, or leak, replace them with Anderson patio doors. Their low E-glass, low-maintenance exteriors, rich wood interiors, and wide range of sizes can turn patio door replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Anderson window specialist at Anderson Glass, Grand Rapids.
Freak yeah, Jimmy John's.
Freak yeah, what if I just needed one sandwich delivered?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 100 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 24 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
67 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
You know, 67's a prime number.
Freak yeah, a whole number greater than one whose only factors are one in itself, I know.
Great. I'll take one turkey tom, please.
Freak yeah, one turkey tom, on the way.
Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John's, freak yeah!
My name is Scott Drumbeater.
My name is Nancy Drumbeater.
We are the owners of Scooter Septic Service in Cohasset, Minnesota. We've had our business for 25 years. We thaw sewer lines, water lines, rooter lines. We pump septics and dry wells, and commercially, residential, the whole works.
How long have you been customers of the Woodland Bank?
For over 25 years now. It's convenient.
I would say if you want great advice and, good people to deal with, as far as all the advice that goes with purchasing a business, and I would recommend Kurt or Dave. Personal loan, same thing. I would recommend Woodland. Well, you're treated more like family when you go there instead of, you're a name, not a number. And the guys are awful good to us. Everybody, tellers, everybody.
Woodland Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
That's the Woodland way. Classic radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Highs level off around 16 this afternoon under overcast skies with a chance for scattered snow showers. Southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overcast skies again tonight, lows level off around 6 above. High of 17 tomorrow, cloudy. Warmer Monday and Tuesday with highs in the mid-20s. Chance for snow Monday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 5 below.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY, AM 1320, FM 93.1. Just after 9:30 on our Saturday morning, Joe Gigliotti with Sheldon Willis. And now we're happy to be joined by Deer River Wrestling. We have Thor Kongshord and Trey Fairbanks. And Sheldon, you already set me up. Apparently we're having a wrestling match after the show, and I'm going to wrestle Trey.
Yeah, and I don't like your chances. I've seen Trey wrestle.
Sheldon, I don't like Trey's chances, okay?
Oh, okay. Ta-da-ta. Trey Fairbanks. We'll start with you after setting you up. You think you could take Joe?
Oh,
if you had to?
I don't know about that. He's pretty big in physical size, and I don't know.
And both seniors, Deer River Wrestling, second week in a row we've had wrestlers on. So we didn't have a wrestling match after we had Grand Rapids here last week.
No, we did not. It wouldn't have gone well for us.
No, it wouldn't have. And they brought more guys, too. Here we're at least even in numbers.
That's right. Little tag team match.
And Thor Conchard as well. So, Trey, talk a little bit about Deer River Wrestling this year. I know I saw you and some others wrestle a little bit at the Skip Nail, and Deer River putting up a good show there, coming in second against some big schools.
Okay, yeah, this year we have 4 seniors, and we got a lot of young guys, which is really good. I mean, they're all working hard and doing their best, so we plan on building them up, and then the future of Deer River Wrestling looks bright.
And Thor, for small school wrestling, how hard is it for a school the size of Deer River to keep a quality wrestling program? Because you need numbers.
Well, it gets difficult because we don't have a lot of the bigger guys. Like Rapids will have some heavyweights and stuff like that, and it's just tough to keep up with them because then they'll just get extra points for that.
And is it hard? How many weight classes are there in high school wrestling?
13, I believe.
So to field a full team, you have to put someone in each of those 13 weight classes, or you're going to give up a 6-point forfeit.
Yep.
And how close is Deer River? Do you have all of the weight classes filled right now?
We're missing the top 2. I think that's about it.
And they didn't ask you to bulk up and cover one of those, Trey.
No, that's a little bit too much weight, I think.
And where do you wrestle at? Where do you slot in, Trey?
I wrestle either 45 or 52, and then up to 60.
Do you? Is that where you were last year as well, or are you up a weight or two?
Last year I wrestled 138 pounds, but I got a little bit bigger over the summer, so.
It happens. It happens. And a bit stronger?
A little bit stronger, I'd say.
Is it tougher every weight class you move up? Do you end up wrestling stronger guys, or have you not seen a lot of difference this year?
I guess I don't really know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know, I guess.
And Thor, where do you wrestle at?
I wrestle 195.
So you're one of the heaviest guys out there.
Yeah.
Now, is it tough in practice without a lot of big guys? You don't have a lot of guys your size to really go up against, right?
Yeah, usually I end up wrestling guys that are lighter than me, which means that they're faster, and it just makes practice tough, but it also makes me better. So.
And you get the faster, but you don't get the bulk. All of a sudden, you go up in a dual meet or a tournament, and you're going up against guys that have a lot more bulk than what you're practicing against.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
So do you go up that far, Trey? Do you wrestle Thor in practice or not?
Yeah, I have a couple times actually. It's pretty fun. It's always good to wrestle him. He's super strong, that's for sure.
And Trey's super quick. So what wins, strength or quickness, Thor?
Usually it's Trey's quickness.
So what do you have to do when you wrestle someone and that's that much bigger? It happens to you a little bit during meets if you're wrestling all the way up to 160.
Yeah, I just try to use my conditioning and quickness and technique over strength. I notice that if I use my technique, there's not very many guys I can keep up, I guess. So that's what I try to rely on.
And what are some of the main every wrestler's a little different, but I'm sure the techniques go from wrestler to wrestler, right?
Yeah, everyone has their own unique style. I'd say I wrestle more of like a funk style, where Thor wrestles more of like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to dominate this guy. That's Thor's style, brute style I'd call it.
You like the brute style, just go in?
Yeah.
Straight ahead?
Yep.
Now, when I watch a wrestling match, I see a lot of that hand checking, trying to get the advantage of the hold to start out with. What's the key to when you're in a neutral position, being able to get that first advantage? Is Thor the master at it, Trey?
I mean, he knows all about it. We train pretty much every day on it.
It's just gotta get hand control, because otherwise, if they hold your hands, you're the one that's in a bad position, and they can shoot in on you, and then you're screwed.
So it's grab, and you see a lot of the slap away. Mm-hmm. Is it mostly quickness, or is it mostly strength, or a combination to get the advantage early on?
I think it's a good combination. There's a guy that's a couple of years younger than me, and he's got like really good grip strength, and like that's tough to beat because then you can't peel his hands off. So
as soon as it's like a snake grabbing on. As soon as he grabs you, it's there.
Yep.
And I know with wrestling, there's a lot of difference. Not so much in the meat techniques, but there's a difference when you wrestle a tournament, say like the skip nailin', or wrestle in a dual meet. Your goals are different.
Yeah.
Because like at the skip nailin', it's just win. Where at a dual meet, you may say, hey, we need a major decision, or we need a fall here. You have to wrestle differently.
Yeah, but our team especially, even at individual meets, we're still a team, and we go for pins because it's worth more for the team.
Right.
And we try to win every tournament we enter, and I think that's why we're at the pace that we are, and we're doing as well as we are.
So which do you like better? Do you like going to an all-day tournament where you may wrestle, where you're going to wrestle probably multiple times during the day, or just a dual meet? Your weight and you're done.
Well, I know that like the dual meets go faster, and sometimes like if a meet is like an individual tournament isn't run well, it can take all day, and it can be a very long day.
Or even sometimes when they are run well, a big tournament. And I go back to Skip Nayland. I think weigh-ins were at 9, and you're wrestling heavyweight finals about 8:30 that night. That's a long day.
Oh yeah, I know. We went to Fertile Beltrami a couple weeks ago, and I think from the time we got there till the time we left, we were in there for 14 hours.
Wow. So how do you? What do you do because you're obviously not wrestling the whole time.
Right.
What do you do to not get bored? You got games on the phone that you go to, or you're Snapchatting people? What are you doing?
Well, usually there's like another guy from your school wrestling, so you're watching them, and then otherwise you're warming up for your match. Otherwise, yeah, it's games on your phone.
Getting a little fuel. You got to stay fueled up for when you wrestle again.
Yeah, I have a ritual actually. After every match, I usually go and find somewhere to take a nap, whether that be on the concrete floor or in the bleachers. I don't really mind. I usually find a place to take a nap.
Can he take a nap on the concrete floor? He can take a nap anywhere?
Yeah, I've seen it happen just about anywhere.
What's the key to getting a good nap on a concrete floor, Trey?
Wrestle hard, I think.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why I can't do it.
Chatting with Deer River Wrestling here on the Sports Issue. Some challenges of being a wrestler during the season, whether it be diet or training. Fill us in on that.
Well, for me, I don't have to cut weight at all, so I can just basically eat whatever I want, so I don't have to worry about that. But otherwise, like, practices get tough sometimes, but that's good because then it means you're more conditioned than the rest of them.
Are you jealous? I can eat anything I want. I don't care about weight. Did you get jealous at that, Trey?
I used to when I was cutting weight real heavy, but this year I'm not cutting real hard. I'm only going down one weight class, so I usually only walk around a couple pounds above, and it's not that difficult for me to make weight this year. But I know some guys on our team are definitely having some struggles with cutting weight and maintaining weight, and I don't know, the practices do get pretty tough sometimes, but I think that's why we love the sport.
And we've talked about that with other teams in other years, that whole cutting weight thing, because there's a limit to what you can do and still really be a healthy human being. There's limits to what you should do to your body.
Yeah, proper dieting and hard work will definitely pay off. You'll feel a lot stronger if you cut weight the right way, rather than wait till the day before and then drop 7 to 10 pounds. You feel terrible.
That just does not sound right. And there's horror stories about wrestlers doing that both in high school and college over the years. There are some regulations now, right, that say you have to be at a certain body mass and different things that they measure?
Yeah, now we have a doctor come in every year, and they take our body fat percentage, and they will see what our lowest wrestling weight is, and then our parents will have to sign off on it. And I know they changed there's some other stuff that they changed too, just for safety, like cutting weight wise. I know you're not allowed to wear
sweatsuits type of thing where you're sweating weight off.
I know they're trying to make it a little bit safer for people cutting weight now.
So you said a funk style for you, and what do you for wrestling, right? That's how you described is that an actual style or just the way you describe it? And what do you tell us a little bit more about your wrestling style?
Yeah, I'd say I'm probably a funk style. That's a legit style, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. Not very many people wrestle the way I do. I'm pretty wormy. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
And so you describe Trey. He says a little wormy, a little just kind of like trying to nail Jello to the wall. You just can never quite get good leverage on him. Is that part of the problem?
Yeah, he just knows how to move his hips, and he can. I watched him last night. He just about jumped over the top of a kid and swung around behind him. He's fast and quick, and like he said, he can worm around the guy. It's weird. And I've seen wrestlers do this, and I'm not. Are you describing something where someone gets your momentum started and you just use that momentum and carry it on around? You understand what I'm talking about with those kinds of moves?
Yeah, I don't know. I just have really good natural mat feel.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Yep.
I know when I feel like I know when I'm in bad position, I guess, and when to move and when not to.
You made state last year. You came in 6th. what have you seen around Section 7A? And have you lost any 7A wrestlers yet this year?
Have I lost any?
Yeah, in your section.
No, I'm actually undefeated this year.
Undefeated completely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think I have a good shot. I'm just going to try to stay humble and work hard and hopefully make the state tournament again.
And where, I know there's statewide rankings. Where are you ranked right now statewise?
I currently sit second in the state.
So as you look at it, are your goals, hey, I want to be wrestling in that state, at least wrestling in that state final meet?
Yeah, 16 years of training, and it's all coming down to this. I got one more shot to take home that state title.
And wrestling is a little different because there are, there's a team title, there's an individual thing that are completely separate. Mm-hmm. Separate meets, separate days. Talk a little bit about the teams around 7A, who are some of the best teams, and do you need to get some big bodies out there to compete for that team title?
It would definitely help to have some bigger guys, because then it's not like the easy 6 points that they would get.
Trey will wrestle 195. You can go up to 220.
There you go.
I'm kidding, obviously.
Yeah. I guess like Aiken's a pretty good team because they got full lineup, I think, and then Royalton, I think that's a decent team. I know that I believe they have a full lineup.
Okay.
And just makes it tough, but we'll still hold our own.
Well, I know I did actually see Aiken wrestle against Grand Rapids. They had one open.
They did.
They had one open slot. Might have been your slot at one night, and it can. It was somewhere in that range, anyways. And I know, in a dual meet, coaches move those things around a little bit to try to find the best advantage. Who's the coach of Deer River Wrestling, and how long has he been there? Talk a little bit about the coaching and practices.
Okay, this year we have Steve Berg is the head coach, and then Judd Evans is the assistant, and Corey Tibbetts and Kevin Gullickson, and all those guys have just done a great job, like, since the beginning of the year and before that even. I know Kevin coached me when I was starting at 2 years old all the way up until varsity, and then Kevin came up. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
I don't know about that.
2 years ago, Kevin Gullickson came up to the program. This is Judd's first year coaching with us. Besides in Pee Wee, he coached in Pee Wee too with Kevin. Corey Tibbetts, he's been coaching for 2 or 3 years now. And then Steve Berg took over the program 6 years ago in Deer River, and what an amazing job he's done. That guy is unreal. He really put Deer River wrestling back on the map, and he's had some very good wrestlers come through in the past couple of years, obviously, with Jace Jevin coming through and Jamal and Jake Shimmick, and he's just done a great job with the program.
So Trey talked about all the young wrestlers in the program. Are there numbers coming up through the middle school and younger? And do you guys help with some of that? Help with weekend tournaments or different things with the younger teams?
Well, I personally don't help with the weekend tournaments because I just joined last year and I don't know a lot of the rules. But like Trey and like the McKenzie twins, like they'll help out with that because they know all that stuff. So.
It must be a little bit. I know there's a set of twins on the Rapids team, and you got a set of twins on your team. Can you tell them apart? I can't. So.
Oh, I could. I've known them my whole life. I could tell them apart from a mile away. Just looking at them, I could tell them apart.
Right. You can tell them apart. They can't pass for each other.
No.
They can't double up on classes and stuff in school, and one guy go to 2 math classes, the other to 2 social studies classes. No.
So how do you tell them apart, Trey? What do you look for?
Marshall actually has a scar underneath his right eye that he's had since he was a little boy. He got scratched by a cat. It's actually just now starting to go away, like 10 years later or something, but I can still notice it, and that's how I've known him apart since I was
Well, hopefully it doesn't go away too much, because then you can't tell them apart anymore.
Yeah, I know their voices pretty well now. I can hear one of their voices, turn around, and know who it is. So.
Well, I know I interviewed both of them together after the section championship football game, and it was like, I'm glad you guys have numbers on.
Yeah, on the football field, it's pretty hard to tell them apart besides their shoes. That's how our coach told them apart.
Okay. Yeah. You got to wear different colored shoes.
Yeah.
Sheldon mentioned the younger kids coming up. Trey, what advice would you have for young wrestlers coming up?
keep your head down and work hard. That's all it really comes down to. Wrestling is a sport of grit, hard work, determination, no quitting. Like, if you work hard, you will see results. Austin Munn, actually, he's one of the hardest working kids I know. He just started wrestling, was it last year?
Mhm.
He just started wrestling last year, and he's done an amazing job at just working hard day in, day out. Zach Icklow's another one that just works. They just get to work, and I really respect that, and I think that's going to get them pretty far.
Now, Trey's been wrestling probably since he started crawling. He was wrestling. You said you just started a couple years ago. What's been the biggest challenge learning wrestling and being competitive when you took it up a little later, Thor?
It's when you wrestle with guys that have been wrestling for more years than you have, and like they have more experience, like and they just know how to move. It's tough. Even if I'm stronger than them or faster, they just know what to do.
What's the toughest style for you to wrestle against?
When they're fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someone quick.
Yeah.
You like going up against someone who's more of a bull like you, and you just really go at it.
Yep.
And how about for you? You're undefeated, so nothing phases you, Trey. So what's the toughest style to go up against?
For me, I'd say it's a pure technician. I think that I've just seen a lot of wrestling, and I think that a really pure technician is probably the hardest to defend, just because they're so technical, and everything they do and the way they move is planned and calculated, and they have good mat feel too, obviously.
Well, and I go back to last year, and he may have been right about the same weight as you. Kellen Schauer, is that the type of wrestler we're talking about for Grand Rapids? Is that the type of technician that can give you trouble?
For me, I'd say he's more of a brute style wrestling.
Okay.
Score a couple points and then just maintain right up where you are. When I think of technician, I think of kids like, Jace Jeving, I'd say, was a technician, like in the purest form. He goes out and he scores. He works nonstop from every position, always looking to score. I'd say that's a guy that I would consider a real technician.
Okay, and he keeps coming at you no matter
yeah.
what position he is. And I agree. Again, from my limited knowledge, I'd watch Kellen wrestle, and he'd get about a 2 or 3 point lead, and then the match was over. He just kind of stalled. You can't actually stall, but he just, it's like you can't score anymore. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, I guess.
You can argue with me and tell me where I'm wrong, because I'm not a big wrestling mind, but where you're talking, Jay, someone who continues to go on the offensive.
Yeah, someone who can score a lot of points no matter what position they're in, and just push the pace, I guess, for me. That's the kind of wrestling I like to watch, and that makes it exciting, I believe. Like, I think that's good for the sport, is just wrestling till the whistle, from whistle to whistle, 6 minutes. I think that's what makes wrestling what it is.
How tired do you get in those 6 minutes, those 3 periods, if you have a match that has continuous action like that?
I'd say we're pretty well conditioned, so I think maybe in overtime I would slow down quite a bit. But right now, I believe our coaches have us in great shape. We work hard, and we have been working hard, so that definitely pays off. And you can tell when you step on the mat, the other guy's tired and you're not. You can feel it. Yeah.
So you can go the 3 periods, but then you have to take a nap.
Then I get my power nap in, and I'm good to go.
Just find a nice concrete floor and off to dreamland.
There you go. And a rock for a pillow? Or don't you need a pillow? Just the floor?
I don't even need a pillow, I'll tell you what.
Thor, you mentioned speed is the thing that maybe gives you problems. What's your best move on the wrestling mat? What's the one that you go to? What do you like?
I like the cow catcher. It's simple, and it's a strength move, so it's what I like to do.
Okay, describe it a little bit for us.
Just try it. You hook the arm the right way, and you grab the head the right way, and then you push.
Pure horsepower.
Yeah,
pure horsepower. Do you have a go-to move, Trey?
For me, I'd say I I'd say probably my armbar. My armbar series, actually. I run a couple different armbars, and I'd say they were all pretty tight or pretty successful.
And those are the ones you go to. Trey obviously has the goal of being a state champion. Mm-hmm. Who are some other wrestlers for Deer River that have a good shot at heading to the state meet individually?
Well, Twins, obviously, because they're both real good wrestlers. And
what weights do they wrestle?
Trevor wrestles 120 and Marshall wrestles 132.
Honestly, though, I'd say when all of our guys put their best self on the mat, I think all of our guys that are going into sections have a shot at state tournament. In my opinion, like Zach Ikola, Jace Ross, the Twins, Austin Munn, obviously, Thor Conjured, JoJo, yep. These are all guys that when they wrestle well, they wrestle really well.
So is there a matter of, if you're going up against a guy that's maybe beaten you during the year and you go up against him in sections, is part of that mental that confidence that, hey, I've got something, I can change this around? Trey doesn't have that problem. He's beaten everyone, but the rest of you may have that.
I guess during the match, maybe before the match I would make you nervous, but during the match, the only thing I think about is wrestling and the guy in front of me and not anything to do with history.
And as the match goes along, things come up though, right? There's a hold or there's something happening and you say, oh yeah, I remember this. Or not really?
Well, I haven't wrestled a whole lot of guys that I've wrestled in the past, so it's not like I've been in that kind of situation.
Now Trey, you may come into that a little more where you know the guy you're wrestling because you've done it so long. Do you think about that before? Oh, he likes this, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I see guys that I've known for many years and guys that I'm good friends with, and I know what they're gonna do before I even wrestle. I know that this guy's got a good outside shot, or this guy likes cradles, this guy likes to do this, and so. I pick up on tendencies really easily, I guess. Just because I know what to look for in wrestling, I guess. So, I'll pick up what guys are doing before the match, and if we've wrestled in the past, I'll remember what happened. And
so I know we said the one home meet that you had got canceled this year. That's kind of a bummer. What do you have between now and sections? I know sections are next.
Yeah, sections is next.
Okay, and when are sections for single A?
Team sections is this Saturday, and then
and where?
That's in Royalton.
Okay, little drive.
Yeah.
And then individual sections?
The following week after the next Saturday.
And where are individuals?
Rush City.
You still have to drive. If you'd have them around here somewhere, I could maybe come and watch.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys, and thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate it.
That's Trey Fairbanks and Thor Kongshord with Deer River Wrestling here on the Sports Issue. We'll take our final break and be back to wrap it up on KOZY.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance, which, of course, will go right into the lawn. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Hello? Need a phone? The universe is on your side. Right now at Walmart Family Mobile, you can get a Samsung Galaxy J2 Core for just $29.88 when you activate a new plan in store. We're talking the lowest priced unlimited plans powered by T-Mobile's nationwide 4G LTE network. It's not rocket science. Switch to Walmart Family Mobile and start saving today. Only in the electronics department at Walmart. Get one today. Phones and plans sold separately. See terms and conditions at myfamilymobile.com.
You don't want to work just any place, and you don't want to work just any time. Maybe it's breakfast, maybe it's lunch, maybe it's late nights, maybe it's weekends. Whatever it is, you want to be challenged and have fun. We think we can fit in. McDonald's can help give you the tools to learn, grow, and be what you want to be. They're hiring crew and maintenance positions in Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Chisholm. McDonald's, your next best job is waiting. Ba-da-dun-dun-dun. I'm loving it.
And welcome back as we wrap things up on the Sports Issue on KOZY. Looking at our schedule here on KOZY, we have Gopher men's basketball against Penn State here this afternoon. Should be a good one. Pre-game at 2 and opening tip at 2:30. And then tomorrow we have Wild Hockey as they host Chicago. Let me backtrack for just a moment. 2:30 pregame, 3 o'clock opening tip for Gopher men's basketball at Penn State. And then tomorrow night, Wild Hockey hosting Colorado. 6:15 pregame, 6:30 drop of the puck. And today on J105, Sheldon, you'll be on the call for Grand Rapids Hockey against Maple Grove.
Should be a good one. Looking forward to that. 2:30 pregame, approximately, depending how the JV goes.
So, thanks everybody for listening here today. And Sheldon, have a good call today, and we will chat next time.
Sounds good. See you next week.
All right. And thanks everybody for joining us for the Sports Issue. Our show has been brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Jimmy John's, Northern Star Cenex, A&W of Deer River, and Anderson Glass. Also brought to you by Donaldlinger Ford, McDonald's, Woodland Bank, and Super One Foods. We'll do this again next weekend from 8 to 10. Thanks for joining us for the Sports Issue on KOZY.
Classic Hit Radio, 1320 KOZY Grand Rapids, and FM 93.1.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Democratic candidates are out campaigning today, getting their message out to voters ahead of Tuesday's primary. It follows last night's debate, with one former frontrunner offering a candid response. ABC's Rachel Scott is in Manchester.
Former Vice President